Good morning. Good morning, love. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, good everything, wherever you are. It's so good to see you. All right. Listen, so today we're diving into the world of YouTube braiding tutorials, okay? Especially the ones made just for beginners. So, you know, the ones that say extremely detailed or super easy in the title. Yeah, those. So, as a professional braider, I'm watching these with a trained eye, right? So, let's see if they're giving what they really say they are, or if they're leaving y'all more confused than confident. So, we're talking box braids, boho knotless, feed ins, parting tips, everything. So, if you've ever sat in front of the mirror, man, arms get tired trying to figure out how to braid your own hair. Listen, this video is for you. So let's get right into it. And let's watch this together because, listen, I am so ready. So ready for this. Okay. So our first video is going to be large boho knotless braids tutorial, beginner, parting, braiding, and how to feed in the hair. Just Be TV. That's who the channel is. It's Just Be TV. So let's get right into it. Let's go full screen mode. And here we go.
We're doing large boho knotless braids. Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Brittany. Today we're going to be doing some large boho knotless braids. This is my go-to style, so I do this all the time. And it's fairly simple, especially if you know how to braid. So this is my braiding pattern. I like to braid my hair, part my hair, not braid my hair, part my hair down the center. And then I like to part from the center down to my ear on both sides. Then I move to the back and I part from ear to ear straight across. And then I braid that section up and then I move on to the next section. Then I move back in front and I part that right section in half because that is going to be 3 braids. It's going to be 1 at the bottom and 2 at the top. So in total, I'm going to have 13 braids. And remember, what you do to one side, you do to the other. So I'm going to go on the other side and do the exact same thing. Next,
13 braids is crazy. I wish I could do 13 braids, but listen, I like my braids to last a little bit longer than that. I don't think I would be able to do these extra because these are like jumbo braids. My large is more so like 50 something braids. So we'll see. We'll see if this is really easy.
move on to the back and I part directly in the center of that side braid from right side to the left side. That's why it's important to do the braids in the front because those are your guide for the back. During this entire process, I move from front to back to make sure everything is symmetrical. So you'll see me switching from front to back to front again to back again. I move back and front and part that top section in half and I do that on both sides. If you notice that I'm braiding up every section after I part it, that's to keep me organized for my braiding process. FYI, my hair is thoroughly blow dried with no product in there. I did wash and condition, but that's it. And like I said earlier, I have about 13 braids in my hair. So the hair that we're going to be using is pre-stretched braiding hair in 1B, and the length is 52 inches, I think. So I'm going to split that apart, and I'm going to use oil sheen on braiding hair. I find that when I spray oil sheen on the braiding hair, it's easier to pull the pieces apart and it doesn't tangle.
Note. If you don't spray oil sheen on your braid hair, what are you doing? What are we doing? What are we talking about? Because listen, the difference. I remember I was doing a client and I forgot to spray oil sheen. And I'm like, why am I fighting with this hair? Mind you, it's easy braid. So easy braid is naturally silky and soft, but still that extra oil sheen and it gives that slip. So I definitely agree with that. That is a beginner key point. So if you're a beginner braider, is that something that you do? Let me know in the comments. Do you know the difference, right? Do you know the difference between how it feels versus no oil sheen? Let me know in the comments.
I learned that from a girl on TikTok and it really has changed it for me. So if you don't know how to braid, here's a quick tutorial on how to do a 3-strand braid because this is how you start your knotless braid. You're going to apply your favorite edge control all over the base of your hair. Now make sure that you add enough so that it controls the hair. The reason for edge control is it keeps the braided hair controlled.
So I'm going to have to dispute using edge control for the roots. I always suggest using braid gel. Use a braid gel, specifically Neat Braid or Pure Natural. That's the name of the gel. Um, because edge control really dries out your hair. So if you use braid gel, especially Neat Braid, it has more oils. It's more oil based. So that means that it's more likely to have moisture, in the hair versus like edge control. It's very much like alcohol based. So you don't want to use the edge control only because it's going to dry your hair out and you're going to have super itchy scalp. Use a braid gel. Use a braid gel. That's my only dispute with that.
The more control, the easier it is to make it tight and so neat. Once that's all smoothed down, you're going to take 3 equal sections and you're going to start your braid. You're going to take that right section, you're going to put it over to the center, and then you're going to do the same thing for the left, keeping your hands tight. You're going to bring that left one over and bring it back to the center, and then that creates one rotation. You're going to do the same thing, right over left to the center, left over right, 2 rotations. You're going to do that about 2 to 3 times, depending on how you want to start your knotless braid before you start adding in your hair. Now I'm going to explain how to feed in your hair to your braid. Now, hope this helps how I explain it, but if not, watch the video. And if you have to rewind it, rewind it. So you're going to braid it down 2 to 3 times, and you're going to take a small piece of hair. I suggest making the hair the size of one piece of your hair and make that the same length and width all the way through. You'll start to mess up if you start changing the size of your strands that you add in. I like to then hold my hair with my left hand, take the folded area of your braiding hair, place that in between my pointer finger and my thumb, and add it to the left piece and center piece of my hair. Once the hair is added, I'm going to do the regular braid again. You're going to repeat that all the way down until you get the size of the braid that you want. Now again, I hope I'm explaining that good enough. If not, just watch the video. And when it comes to this technique, practice makes perfect. To get that boho effect at the end, my last piece that I add in is usually a piece of wavy or curly hair. And when you get to the bottom, you're going to tie a knot off. So I like to braid it all the way till I get to the bottom of the braiding hair while the wavy hair is still at the bottom. Then I'm going to again take a piece of strand of hair and create a knot all the way around until that braid is tightly secured. And that's how you do your first large boho knotless braid. You're going to do this same technique all the way around
I
on
felt something
every
in my
single
hair. Like,
braid. Once your braids are all done, you're probably wondering, how do we get the boho look? So we're just going to go ahead and add the strands in. The reason why I like to add the strands in instead of feeding them in is because I like to use synthetic hair, and when I use synthetic hair, I can replace them at any time. So I just feel like it's smarter to do that. So here's how you add the pieces. You're going to take your crochet hook.
now let me get y'all's opinion on using synthetic hair for boho braids. I used synthetic hair on my daughter's hair. Mind you, she was like 3 at the time. So she plays and doesn't take care of her hair. But when I tell you it lasted about 1 day, not even a full 24 hours, I was like, yeah, I can't use synthetic hair. So we're going to have to do the human hair. The human hair is a little bit more silky and you can't really crochet it in your hair. You can, but you won't get the same effect versus feeding it in as you're braiding. So that would be my only thing with this is it's a little counterproductive to do boho braids with synthetic hair. So let me know in the comments if you guys use synthetic hair or human hair for your boho braids. Cause child, the synthetic you be fighting.
You're going to stick it through the outside piece of your hair, and you're going to grab a strand of hair, pull it through, and it's going to create a loop. Once it creates that loop, you're going to pull the hair back through the loop, and you're going to twist it around, pull it through again, twist it around, pull it through. I like to do about 2 to 3 times. You're going to then add a strand of hair to every braid that you want the boho effect to it. I like to add it to every single braid. sometimes at the top of the braid, sometimes in the middle of the braid, depending on how full I want it. And that's it. Now you can do a full set of a boho large knotless braids on your own hair. I hope you guys enjoy this video, and I'll see you next time. Talk to you later.
Well, that was super cute. I mean, listen, that's a super cute, like, quick summer style, quick style. If you just want to just have your hair look cute for the day, you know what I mean? Nothing too serious, nothing too crazy. Just let me throw these large braids in real quick. Like, that's how I would take that. I might actually do that because the way I'm sick of my hair right now, tired of doing it. I might just throw some large braids in. Who knows? We'll see. But that was cute. That was cute. Okay, let's move on to our next video. Sorry, y'all. I don't know why I did that, but okay. So our next video is going to be how to braid your own hair for beginners by Rakik In. I think that's how you say her name. I don't know if that's how you say her name or not, but yeah, how to braid your own hair. Let's go ahead and get started.
Hello and welcome to this video. I'm making this video specifically to teach you how to braid. Do it with me. I'm doing it with you. I'm really gonna break it down and make it easy. So get your hair ready, get your brush ready, get your spirit ready. It's simple. It's just hair. You got this. Let's do it. Before anything, make sure the section you're working on is fully detangled. First, split your hair into 3 sections. Try to make...
First of all, she braiding with nails. You got to be advanced to be braiding with nails, okay? Second of all, hair bomb. Third of all, gorgeous girl. Fourth of all, keep following along because we need to see how this is going to turn out, especially with all her hair and her doing it with nails. Do y'all braid with nails? Let me know in the comments.
Them all about the same size. It'll make the braiding process easier for you. Here are your 3 sections, okay? I like starting with my right hand, with my right side. So what you wanna do, as you can see, I'm using these fingers to just hold onto this piece of hair, and I'm using my index and my thumb to just hold onto the middle piece because I'm starting with this outside right piece. Every time you do the braiding motion, you just wanna move that outside piece, that outside section to the middle. That's the goal, okay? That's how it is, okay? Moving the outside piece to the middle. Now let's do it. So holding on to that right side piece, I'm gonna hold it with my index and thumb. Using my middle finger right here, I'm gonna grab that middle piece, okay? Watch. I'm pressing it down right here. I'm pressing it down into my palm. So grab and press and twist. Okay, let's do it again. Holding onto that side piece of hair, middle finger, grab, press, and bring that to the middle, okay? Don't let go of this yet. Just keep your hand right there. So now that you're holding onto those pieces, you wanna do the same thing with this side. I'm gonna hold onto this piece. Using my middle finger, I'm gonna grab that middle piece and twist. You see? And even if I let go of this, it's okay.
She lost me. I'm so sorry. She lost me. I can't do that. Like I can't I don't see how you can braid overhand like that. Like maybe I could. I'm lying. I definitely could braid overhand. I can braid anyway. But explaining it just sounds so much more difficult, and just looking at it in slow motion looks so much more difficult than what it actually is. Mind you, I've been braiding most of my life, but it just looks difficult. It just looks difficult. Let me know in the comments if this looks difficult to you.
Your braid is doing just fine. It's fine. So now that I have a good grip on this hair, using my middle finger again, I'm grabbing that middle piece. So if you look at these 3 pieces, this is the middle piece. Grab, press, twist. Middle finger. Grab. Oh, you can see it better with this hand. Look. Middle finger, grab, press on my palm right there, bring that to the middle. Middle finger, grab, twist. Middle finger, grab, twist, okay? Middle finger, grab, twist. Middle finger, grab, twist. Middle finger, oh shoot. Middle finger, grab, twist. I really hope this is making sense, y'all, okay? Middle finger, grab, press, twist. Middle finger, grab that middle piece, press it against your palm, and bring that side piece to the middle. The better you get at braiding, the quicker that motion of the middle finger grab twist will be. It's all about practice. I used to not be able to braid. I only learned because I tried and tried, and it was all trial and error. So the more you continue that motion, middle finger, grab, and the faster you get.
What do you guys think about that? That method. Let me know what you guys think about that. I think she's excellent at explaining everything. It just looks more difficult to me from the outside looking in. I don't know if I was a beginner, if I'd be able to follow, but she did an excellent job describing it. So yeah, let me know.
You'll know that this is about to be in the middle. So even before it gets to the middle, you could just grab it across. Grab it across. Grab. 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 Okay. I don't mean to show off, but now that is how I do a braid. If you were able to do a braid from this video, DM me proof right now. My Instagram is @dopeethiopian. DM me right now with a photo of you like this. I just love to know that these tutorials are helpful for you guys. So thank you again for watching, and I will see you all in my next video. Peace out.
That was great. That was really nice. I really liked that. Honestly, like, yeah, she did that. She definitely did that. Let's move on to the next one. Okay, let's see what this one is. We are at extremely detailed for beginners, how to box braid your own hair. Do box braids on yourself by Shon Okimi. So let's get started.
Hey guys, it's Shu Okumi and welcome back to my channel. Today we'll be talking about how to box braid your hair. So now the very first important thing if you're new to braiding is you want to start by getting hair that is pre-stretched, meaning that the ends are already feathered out. That will save you so much time. You don't have to worry about stretching out the hair. These are some examples of pre-stretched hair that they sell online, and I'll link them down below. So once you have your hair picked out, let's get into the actual braiding. So for braiding, before you get into adding the added hair, you want to make sure that you have the motion of just braiding your hair with 3 strands normally. If you want to make sure that you have that down, so I'm just showing you, just make sure that you're comfortable with that finger motion, using your index finger and your thumb to grab the piece from the very other end, and then repeating that again, using your index finger and your thumb to grab the piece that is always on the other end.
So for this one, it looks like she's just doing traditional box braids. It doesn't look like she's doing knotless braids, which is cool because we all need to know how to do box and knotless braids. So
and pulling it through. Just get used to that finger pattern, and then adding in the braiding hair later on becomes super, super easy. When it comes to parting your hair for the braid, it really, really helps when you have a comb that has a pointy end like this. It makes your partings look really neat and straight.
And when it comes to preparing the braiding hair for braiding, you just want to grab one piece that is like 1/3 of the total amount of braiding hair and choose the amount of braiding hair based on how thick you want the braid to be. So this will allow for a medium-sized braid using this much hair. So once I've gotten 1/3 of the hair, I just grab this piece of hair and loop it around this other piece, like so, and combine those 2 halves so that this will come together to make one piece, second piece, and the third piece. So these are my 3 strands that I will use for braiding.
So for the next step, you just grab your braiding hair and you hold on to 2 out of the 3 pieces of braiding hair. And then what you're gonna
So for me, box braids are so difficult for me. It's really just grabbing it and like it's the tension part. It's the part where you need to grip so the braid will stay. Like that is so hard for me. So let's see if this video breaks it down a little bit easier. But honestly, for me, it's just like practice. It's just I just have to keep practicing it, keep doing it, and I'll eventually get it, you know, nice and taut. But we'll see how she explains it.
do is you're gonna divide your reel hair into 2 parts and add each of those halves to the 2 pieces of braiding hair that you're holding. So right now you have 2 pieces of your hair attached to 2 pieces of the braiding hair. Then you're going to use your index finger and your thumb to grab your 3rd piece of hair using the same motion that you did earlier when the braiding hair wasn't even involved. And the same thing on the other side, grabbing that 1 piece and pulling it through. And then you just keep on doing the same thing, back and forth, and then you're just back to basic regular braiding once you've done the first few braids. So just in case what I did earlier was confusing to you, here's another view from the back. So I have my braiding hair and I'm holding on to 2 of the 3 pieces of braiding hair and adding 2 halves of my own hair to those 2 pieces. Then I'm getting ready to use my index finger and my thumb to grab the 3rd piece of hair that's on its own and pull it through. So you use your index finger and your thumb to grab the 3rd piece of hair and pull it up through, just like that. Then you're going to do the same thing on the other side, grabbing the 3rd piece of hair and pulling it up through. And then it's just back to basic braiding, going side to side, doing the same thing over and over again. It's just that simple. And then you continue braiding down all the way down to the ends of the braid. And since the hair that you picked is already feathered, the ends will come out very neatly and you don't have to worry about it unraveling since the ends thin out. Once you're done braiding your hair, it's very important to do the last few steps and making sure that your braids can actually last long. The first thing that you want to make sure to do is dip your braids in boiling water. This just helps make the braids look more uniform and also makes them last longer. And then after that, you just want to apply a mousse all over your braids from root to tip. This will just help everything last long and not frizz up as soon. So I really hope that this video helped you learn how to box braid. So good luck with braiding and learning how to braid, and I'll see you in the next one.
Well, how cute was that? That definitely seemed more difficult. She was fighting with the hair, child. She was definitely fighting with the hair. But I mean, hey, if you know how to braid, you know how to braid. I'm gonna try some box braids again. I want to kind of perfect that style again because, I mean, come on, my OGs, they know how to braid them box braids. Okay, they be getting them right. So all those videos are cute. I love how there's so many different methods on how to braid your hair, how to braid. Like there's so many variations. Let me know in the comments which one was your favorite variation out of these 3 videos that I showed you. Mine was probably Rikiki, whatever her name is. I don't remember her name, but she had a nice personality and really pretty hair. So that was my favorite. And she explained it really well. So let me know what you guys think. Make sure you guys are subscribed and hit that notification bell so you don't miss a video. Okay. And I will see you guys next week. Bye.